guys? Hurricane Liz here, back for a special Saturday edition, and it's because people have been asking what's happening with coronavirus on Amazon. So I thought I'd throw in an extra video here just to give you guys an update. What I'm going to cover in this video is not only the status for sellers regarding their inventory from China, I'm going to cover the status for sellers in the US. In fact, you might not know this, but hundreds and thousands of people have been getting banned on Amazon. So I'm going to tell you why and how to avoid it from getting banned yourself as a result of the coronavirus. I'm also going to talk about the actual status of my current stores. You guys might be surprised. A couple of my stores hit record numbers back to back 3 days in a row, and I'm going to talk about why that happened and the outrageous amount that they actually hit. And then finally, I'm going to talk about what you should be considering if you're a brand new seller wanting to get on Amazon and how you can actually jump in and still do extremely well. So it's a huge misconception that brand new sellers are going to be screwed right now, and I'm going to tell you why it's more exciting than ever. So I'm going to jump into all that and a whole lot more about coronavirus while I'm in the beautiful city of Miami. I mean, it's beautiful here. I can't begin to tell you guys how it is, but I'm actually staying in my apartment for the next 2 weeks. So I'll talk about that and how you guys can stay safe, but still have a safe business while all this craziness is going out there in the world. So I'll see you straight in my screen share in just a minute. All right, so I'm on my desktop and I'm actually sharing a post that was put by one of my friend's sisters. But my whole point is that in China, it seems like they're out of the dirty waters, I guess I want to say. In the meantime, like they've battled through the actual virus, and it seems like for the most part their workforce is back in action. I got my good friend Howard, who you've seen on another video, has the 43rd ranked store in all of Amazon. All his employees are back in action. His friend David, who's a $50 million a year seller, and a lot of $600 million sellers of that caliber, all their workforce is back in action. And so they're having less cases reported on a daily basis than the amount of discharges that there are on a daily basis from the hospitals. So that's a good thing for China. However, I want you to look at what the after effects to their economy is happening right now. That way we can sort of predict what's happening in the US, because the virus is already spreading wide in the US. So the important parts is you guys got to get yourselves ready. But there's shortages of things like toilet paper, and right now there's a mass hysteria in the USA. And a lot of actual businesses haven't been able to rebound from this. So I am predicting that there will be numerous amounts of manufacturers closing, so there'll be a lot less of them. And a lot of people that are going to be temporarily have to stay home. Like right now, I'm in Miami, I'm staying in my condo, but it helps me get a lot of work done because I have an online business. So if you've got a lot of time on your hands, I recommend you find something to do at home, productive. Don't just watch movies. Don't just watch freaking catch up on fucking TV shows. Get your butt going. Get a business online going. That way you have a way to make some extra money if you're on the sidelines. The most horrific thing that I saw happen is she mentions in here, and I'll share this post because it's absolutely brilliantly written, as well as shares some insights that just make you say, what the F, right? People have thrown their animals from their condo balconies because they're not sure what the source of the actual infection is, which I think is completely ridiculous. But anyways, that's how the effects are in China and how we can expect to see in the USA. Now, what that means for our business is we still have longer lead times. If you recall, I have an order that's supposed to be ready March 20th, so I will give you guys an update on if that happens or not. And there is also longer shipping times. And I imagine that's gonna get even slower because now that it gets into US, if people are forced to kind of stay home from their work, that means I'm looking at another couple weeks to actually get that shipment. So those are the kinds of things that we're dealing with, as well as higher costs of actually getting those things shipped. So I think a lot of the actual shipping and logistics, the problem's gonna start to become in the USA as opposed to in China. I think everything's smoothed out in China. So let me show you guys now how I think it's affecting the US, and it's very clear already. As I said, there's people in hysteria at the grocery stores and at Walmart and all sorts of places like that. Notice I didn't lump Walmart with grocery stores because it's one of those like sells like everything store. So all right, here is, and this was last week, 223 to 229. It won't let me pull the data for this week, but it's gonna be the same shit all over again. So what I'm talking about is take a look at the top searched terms for Amazon for that week. You're gonna notice on that list is N95 mask, hand sanitizer, mask for protection, face masks. The iPhone, which is usually the leader of the pack, is at number 9. And AirPods, same thing, is at 12. So Apple Watch, all sorts of things, dust mask, earbuds, which is usually at the top. All these things, there's been a huge demand for them. And as a result, prices have gone just astronomical. And as a result, Amazon began banning people left and right. In fact, they banned a couple of my friends whose repricer accidentally repriced the products, and now they're actually suspended and banned from Amazon. There was also an interesting story about a hand sanitizer who got hijacked amidst all this chaos, and she got banned even though her brand was a legit brand and she'd been selling for years and years. So be careful on your repricers. If you're doing drop shipping and a retail arbitrage, make sure that you keep within Amazon's fair market pricing policy, because if not, you could get shut down permanently, and that could be catastrophic. Which brings me to something really crazy that I want to share with you guys, and that is the fact that my drop shipping stores are crushing it. So let me just go to show you this. I'm going to log into one of my drop shipping stores, and I'm going to show you how much it's done in sales in the past 2 days. And this is because on this particular account, I sell mostly consumables. So we're talking about toilet paper and all that good stuff. But again, since I'm abiding by the Amazon fair market pricing policy, I'm allowed to sell this crap, right? Okay, so the first thing to note here is that my sales yesterday were 6,500. So far, they're only about 540. But if I look back at yesterday, we're gonna see what they were. Actually, if I look back, yesterday was, I gotta check my watch because I really don't know what day it was. All right, so I've kind of figured out where we are in time. You'll notice on 3/12 the sales were 65.92, and on, let's look back at 3/11 and we can have a look at what sales are. Sales are 1,800, so a dramatic and drastic jump for both those actual days. And as we'll see here on my actual Amazon account, I have 261 that still need to ship just on this account alone. And fact of the matter is that this is happening across multiple stores that I actually manage. So pretty crazy, right? That's what I thought. We'll see what happens as days progress, but I imagine that the sales are gonna go back down after a certain point. All right, so now let's just talk a little bit briefly. My order seems to be in line, and everybody's saying that everything is coming along nicely. But for my private label brand, which is kind of like something outside the realm of consumables, my sales are down between 30 and 40% daily. So as you'd imagine, most people are not buying things that entertain them. They are sticking to what they absolutely need. So I imagine that sales on that particular brand and a couple other brands that I have are going to be kind of crippled for the next couple months until the economy picks back up and people feel safe about the virus declining. So that kind of sucks. However, since I have a bunch of other stores, everything's going to be fine, and that's just the power of, as I said before, doing business online and having a diverse portfolio of businesses. And lastly, how does this affect brand new sellers? Well, one thing that I'm seeing is that less competition is coming into the marketplace, and that's a great thing, especially if you have the right set of tools to help you actually succeed. And the other fantastic thing is there is still a ton of opportunity to source in other countries or source in the good old US of A. So that is always going to be a fact. People will always buy online, and there's always going to be a tremendous opportunities to source elsewhere. So that is so far my coronavirus update for this week, and I will bring one to you next week, and I will know finally if my inventory is done. I hope that it is, and I hope that you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in next week's coronavirus update video. Take care.